Hi everyone, welcome to another appointment with Going Expat. This is Rossella and today our guest is Jasmin. Hi Jasmin,
Hi, Rossella.
how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good too, thanks. So it's a pleasure to have Jasmin with us today and we are gonna talk about moving to Turkey, specifically Istanbul. Before deep dive into the topics, I would like to introduce Jasmin, who you can find on Instagram as Expat Deutsch, expat underscore Deutsch, and you will have the link to her Instagram profile at the description of this video. Jasmin is a German teacher and she lives with her husband in Istanbul. So, Jasmin, tell us a little bit about you and your expat life.
Okay. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a great pleasure to be here and to give some information about moving to Turkey. As you said, my name is Jasmin. I have been living in Turkey for almost 11 years. On April 1st, it will be 11 years. I'm a German language teacher. I work with German-speaking expat families who live abroad. And I would like to tell you today about how to move to Turkey.
That's great. Thank you. I had just one question about your job. You are a German language teacher and you focus on expat family. So if I'm not wrong, you also have a class for kids, right?
I work with kids mainly.
Okay.
So the people that I work with are expat families who have kids who are native German speakers and who cannot find German lessons for their kids while
Okay.
living abroad.
And of course, this is valid for everyone all around the world.
Yeah, because I only work online. So
Okay.
everyone can just send me a DM on Instagram
Yes.
and we can chat.
Yes, yeah, I guess that that was important to say. So maybe there is somebody that is listening to us and can have this kind of interest, so they know how to contact you. And now we deep dive on your expat life as an expat in Turkey. You said for 11 years almost. It sounds like a long time, and it also means that probably you have found something that you like, at least for now, there where you are.
Yeah.
How is the procedure? So I believe the first things you had to do when you moved to Turkey is to register with the municipality. How does it work based on your experience, of course?
Um, Actually, there are two things that I would do in advance. If you want to come to Turkey, I would firstly determine what you want to do
Mm,
because it differs if you want to be a student in Turkey or if you want to get work in Turkey. And the best thing for you would be to already have a career,
mm.
work at some international corporation or a big international company and have a transfer to Turkey.
Okay.
That's the easiest way. The thing that you decide to do here determines all the other steps.
Okay.
Because after this, like let's say you want to come here for work,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to check if you need a visa or not.
Of course.
And after you know about the visa procedure and if it's needed, then you come here and then you register with the authorities.
Okay. Is the registration a smooth procedure?
The registration is not so difficult. Once you come here and you have your work permit, then you have to go to the immigration office
Mm-hmm.
and find out about the documents you need. All the information is also on the internet. So that's a quicker way of doing it, actually. And usually you need for biometric photos, you need a photocopy of your passport, you need
Okay.
proof of health insurance, and you need your work permit, of course, and you have to provide an address You will be staying, and you have to show them that you have a certain amount of money on your bank account, which will be in US dollars. And it doesn't have to be there for the whole time that you live here. It's sufficient if it's only there for 1 day for your application day.
Okay.
But you have to show the money so that you could support yourself in case anything happens.
Okay.
And of course, there can be other requirements as well, depending on your special case.
Of course.
There's an online application system. You upload all your documents, and if everything is in order, you get a date and a time for an interview at the immigration office, and then you just go there, and if it's okay, you will get your residence permit for a certain amount of time.
Okay, so there is a limit that I guess also depends on your situation, and
Yes.
then you go through the procedure again. Okay, interesting. And yeah, there are a couple of links that, guys, you will find in the description of the video that will help you to navigate what is the what is the procedure. And yeah, Jasmin was so kind to already check all the details, so we will share them with you. You also named already basically what is my second question, that is the health insurance. So you say you need to have also an health insurance in order to get your registration. How the health system works in Turkey? Is public, private? You need to pay a fee? How is it?
In my opinion, the health system works relatively well. Every Turkish citizen, and I'm mentioning this because there are a lot of young Turkish people who move from Europe to Turkey as well.
Okay.
So every Turkish citizen, starting at the age of 18, has to have at least public health insurance. And all children under the age of 18 are automatically insured by the state. And if you are married, you can also register your spouse, and so they will be registered with you if they don't work, for example.
Okay.
If you are an expat or a different kind of foreigner and you come here, you also need to have health insurance. Basically, everybody who comes here to live here needs health insurance. It is sufficient to have public health insurance, which you will get if you work. You will automatically get it when you're working, except for when you have your own business. Then you will have to pay for it yourself.
Okay.
And that will be a monthly fee, and it will increase in amount every year.
Okay, so it's not a fixed one, but it changes every year.
Yeah,
okay.
And there's also the possibility for you to get private health insurance as well. And that's just a choice. There are different kinds of doctors that you can consult if you get sick. Like in your neighborhood, there's a kind of family doctor. As soon as you move here, you can register with them. And if you have a cold or just something minor, you can just make an appointment and go there and get treatment.
Okay.
You can go to a public hospital because you have health insurance. It will be free of charge. And if you need to see a specialist and want to go to a private hospital or to a private clinic, then you will have to pay. You will have to pay for seeing the doctor and for everything that is done while you're there. Like if the doctor wants your blood work, you pay for it extra. If he wants an X-ray, you pay for it extra. Like basically in the private hospitals, everything that is being done has to be paid extra.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. What is important is that basically everyone has the right to have a public and free of charge health insurance, And if you want a private one, or if you want to go to a private doctor, you can just decide and, of course, pay on the month. And people that have their own business need to pay for themselves, basically, and
Yeah.
health insurance, which has a different cost every year. You
Yeah.
have any idea how much it will cost, more or less, an average?
Well, I am self-employed.
Okay, yes, indeed.
I started with 750 Turkish lira. And now this year I'm paying 2,900.
Okay, wow. It grew a
It's
lot in the
yeah.
years. And 2,900 Turkish lira is more or less how much in euro?
It's 145 euros per month.
Per month. Okay, it's more or less like my insurance in the Netherlands. The difference is that there is no way you don't pay for it. So there is not a public one. It's only private. So I cannot choose. How is life there in terms of cost of living? Just to have an idea, right now, the renting of a one-bedroom apartment, how much can be?
Okay, so in Turkey, usually there's not only a one-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
It's also it's always bedroom plus living room. So you will always see listings like 1+1 or 2+1 or
Okay.
whatever. And I checked for you. So minimum wage here is 8,506 Turkish lira, which is 415 euro. And a 2+1 bedroom apartment like the one I'm living in my street, I saw the listing last night, starts at 10,000 liras, which is more expensive than minimum wage. It's about 488 euros. But if you are an expat, you're most likely not going to earn minimum wage. Like I said before, if you, for example, come here and work for a big international company, if you have gotten a transfer, you will make lots and lots more money than minimum wage, and you will have many other benefits as well, and you will not live in an all or almost all Turkish neighborhood like I do. You will probably live in a compound. This can be in the city center or it can be outside, but it's a much more luxurious way of living there. And I also checked like what would be the cost of a 2+1 apartment in such a compound, and it would be 17,000 Turkish liras.
So the difference is huge, actually.
Yeah, it's 3,428 euros. But if you get a transfer and come here, your company is most likely to pay for rent as well.
Okay, so let's say that this is the best way to move to Turkey via your company and getting a transfer, because you have a lot of benefit in the sense, and definitely you have a better income, which will help you to settle differently or better.
Yeah, of course. Like this is just a standard apartment. It's not one with a garden, or it's not like a house. It's just a 2+1 apartment. But yeah, if you get a transfer, this would be the greatest way to come here. You will have so many benefits. Your company will pay for your Turkish class. Your company will pay for your rent. They will pay for your children's private education. And also, if you ask them before you move, there's also a chance that they will pay for a native language teacher as well.
Wow, so really, definitely the way to do that, basically.
Yeah, that's the way to come here, you know?
Okay.
You will also get private health insurance.
Yes. Yeah, I can imagine. But I mean, okay, the package is very appealing, let's say. So that's important also to know what you can also claim to your company if you're moving, what normally the companies do if they propose to move to Turkey, for example. Okay, good. You mentioned already the language, and so my question is like, first of all, how is to learn the local language? Is possible? Is difficult? How you are a language teacher, so you have some skills there. How do you think is doable? And also, normally, and especially for expat, is possible to leave and find a job speaking just English?
So obviously, if you come to live in a different country, it's always an advantage to know the language.
I agree.
So if you know you will be moving to Turkey, it would be an advantage for you to start learning Turkish in advance. Turkish works differently than in the European languages. It works like Hungarian or Finnish, which means that we have like a word and then we put a lot of endings at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Many foreigners find it a little bit difficult, but I think it's doable just to achieve a minimum of language skills so that you can go through your day-to-day life.
Okay. Anyway, people around speak English, so while
Yeah.
learning, it can be possible to survive with with English.
Yeah, of course. If you work in such a big company, as I mentioned, your work language will be English. And if you decide to come here as a student, for example, or move your own business here or whatever, then you cannot expect people to know English in your workplace. That's why it's important to have a basic understanding of Turkish, but it's absolutely doable.
Okay. And I believe that also all the documents that you have to fill in after you move, for example, for renting or just, I don't know, for the phone, the TV, all this kind of subscription, they are actually in Turkish, not in English. So that's also would be a reason to learn a little bit.
Yeah. Well, if you come here and you want to do anything in your everyday life, of course, you will need to have Turkish skills. If you have any official business like registering for your residence permit or buying a house or something else,
Yeah,
there are a lot of facilitators who are
of
specialized in helping you with these kind of things.
course.
So you will always find people who know English and who can help you, but of course it's good for your everyday life if you have basic Turkish skills.
Yeah, and I mean, as you say at the beginning, it's always important when you move abroad to learn a little bit, at least a little bit of the language, not only for your needs, which in this case, for example, is something that it's relevant, but also to integrate better with the local people, with the culture. Language always helps understand the culture, in my opinion. So I definitely suggest to learn the language whenever you go, wherever you go, especially in countries like Turkey, since you also need it a little bit more maybe than in other European country, if we can compare. In your opinion, how Turkish people see immigrants, expat that are going to live there? I mean, it's easy. Are they social? It's easy to live together with them, or there is a certain distance that they will keep anyway?
I don't believe that they will keep much of a distance. Turkish people are very warm and very much interested in meeting people, and they're very curious about new people. It's so easy to get in contact with anyone. Just go out on the street and you will find someone to talk to.
Nice.
So I think it's very important for them to be hospitable and to be nice and to help you. And but of course, depending on where you live, it will make a difference how many Turkish people you meet. If you live in a big compound, then you most likely live with a few Turkish people and a lot of international families in one place. So you will meet less people. But if you go out, everyone will be interested in talking to you and it will be easy to make friends.
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice. And I guess it's very, very important to know, like how people welcome the others. Yeah, I guess, I mean, Turkish is also a country from the south. So normally people from the south are more welcoming in this sense, at least at the beginning. I live in the north, and after a while, they become super welcoming here too, but it takes a little bit longer. So that can be the difference. Okay, Jasmin, I guess we have covered already a lot. Is there anything else that you think is crucial, is important to know if somebody wants to move to Turkey?
Yes, two things. One thing would be interesting to know that Turkish cities are very social. Like if you come here and you have basic Turkish skills, there are in many cases courses by the municipality. You can register for with them for free, and you can take like a pottery class, or you can go to basketball or swimming or Turkish dance or rhetorics class or Arabic class, whatever, what you can think of. And it's all free, and they even give you a small diploma at the end, so you can apply for other jobs. So this is something really nice, because something like that doesn't exist in Germany, where I come from. So you have to pay for anything that you do. But here it's very important to have these kind of social things.
Nice, nice.
The other thing that is really, really, really important is if you come here and you don't have your residence permit yet, no matter if you have a visa or not, no matter if you need a visa or not, you cannot stay longer than 90 days within 180 days.
Okay.
So it is really important to start applying for your residence permit as soon as possible, as soon as you arrive, and before you start working at your new job, actually. Because if you overstay and you want to leave the country, there are huge penalties, very, very huge penalties. Like they will have a monetary fine. And if you don't have your residence permit and you cannot provide any proof that you applied and that it's on its way, then they can ban you from re-entering the country.
Oh, wow. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a huge thing. They want to make sure that when you come, basically you work, you provide for yourself, or if you are a student, well, then you probably are at university or something, and everything goes well. Otherwise, it's better to don't have you back. Well, okay, important to know. So if anybody is listening and thinking to go to Turkey, it's relevant, crucial, super important. Let's use any adjective that we can. You start your procedure, the procedure to register as soon as you get there, basically. So you cannot encounter any limitation, and if there are some delays because of the municipality, you have proof that you applied, so it's not on you anymore. Good. Jasmin, it was very nice to talk to you. And I guess, I mean, thank you for studying about all this information, because, of course, Jasmin has said that she's living in Turkey, in Istanbul, for 11 years now, almost, and things have changed probably during the course of the time. And so thank you for putting an effort to update the info that you have. You guys will see a lot of links in the description of this video with the most important relevant info, as we said. Also, don't forget to follow on Instagram Jasmin with the name expat_Deutsch. Not only if you want to learn some German, why not? But also to learn a little bit of her life in Istanbul, together with her husband and the super cute dog Chocolate.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you again. Have a nice day, evening, everyone, and talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.